How about this? Better? Whoopsie daisy. Let's start again. All right. As I was saying, how's it sound now? It's got to be better. Still? No, it is definitely better. All right. Well, we'll start over again. As I was saying, today is July 7th, 2019. Welcome to another live chat. Thank you guys for showing up on Wednesday. Exciting news in the United States. About an hour ago, the United States women won their second straight World Cup title against Netherlands. Sorry, you guys in Europe, but you did have 7 people in the last 8 rounds the last 8 teams that were there, 7 were European, 1 was American. So good for you. 10 days to your birthday, Daniel. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. You do have a question, Beth D? Well, go right ahead. And sorry for the lack of sound at the beginning. Hopefully those of you who are going to watch this after we're done will bear with it. So Beth D, shoot with your question. Wow, says Joseph Clulo. Are you talking about the United States women winning their soccer game? Whatever. Arun Sharma, nice to see you. Ellen Jones, haven't heard you before. Peter Tomik, haven't heard you before. Maybe some new people here. Jason, of course, I'm depending on you for one of your really corny jokes. Andrea, nice to see you. Stephanie, nice to hear you. Stephanie, have you gotten a chance to look at the 2 files I sent you, the 2 questions about my upcoming book? Taco Platter, yeah. Natasa, nice to hear you too. Beth D, help, yeah, ask your questions, Beth. Am I telling a joke without sound? But yes, I was not, but now I'm going to tell a joke with sound. So, as some of you may know, especially those of you who live in the States, California was hit by not 1, but by 2 earthquakes. Let me say that again, back to back. One was, I guess, an earthquake 6.4, the other was an aftershock 7.1. People are really concerned now in Southern California. They have a lot of anxiety, PTSD, and someone was interviewing a professor on CNN about his theory of earthquakes and why they happen and where. And after he got off, one of the commentators said, you know, Professor Jones, his theory about earthquakes is on shaky ground. Douglas, you couldn't have said that, really. Well, here comes a second joke that I made up myself. In California, more than Oregon, they have something called earthquake insurance. So you've heard of flood insurance, there's earthquake insurance. So what is the most popular kind of earthquake insurance? Many different types to choose from. Oh boy. I'm laughing before I even tell the punchline. No fault insurance. I think that was great for coming to me spontaneously. The best type of earthquake insurance is no fault insurance. Well, of course, we all know what no fault insurance is. It's when people get divorced without, acrimony or conflict. But anyway, I thought that was cute. Okay, somebody tell me it was funny. Anybody who says it's funny, I'm going to send you a free copy of Healing from Depression, Self-Care Activities to Improve Your Mood. Enjoy your podcast, Susie Q. Yeah. Liz does a tremendous job with her podcast. She and Julie Hayes, who also, by the way, if I can find it, this is from Liz's partner, a graphic artist. Look at this. From the Ashes I Rise. This is what everybody who's ever been through a major depressive episode has gone through, rising from the ashes. Or, although I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear no evil, from Psalm 23. Well, the key is walking through the valley of shadow of death. Don't pitch your tent there. Don't build a house there. Don't check into a hotel room at the valley of shadow of death. Just keep on walking, keep pushing, and you will come out the other side. Everybody I know who's been through a major depressive episode or a spell of anxiety has come out the other side. All right. Anybody laughed at my joke? Haha, says Adrian Berry. Thank you. You've been having a rough month? Join the club, Mr. Rocket 88. I've been having a very stressful June. I'm glad we're in July. All right, let go. Nice to see you. Laughter is good medicine. Mark Duran. Doug came quite late to your video post. Very helpful tools you provided, which I've implemented and continue to do so. Thank you. You're welcome, Mark. It's always good to see people coming into live chat. A good one, says Jason Cluo. Louisiana Ranch, my house is really rocking. I have a crack in my ceiling now. I love Dr. Lucy Jones. She's a voice of reason when we're scared. And who is Dr. Lucy Jones? It is funny. Good joke. It was funny. I'm willing to donate 25% to whatever that means. I enjoyed it. Hey, Douglas, struggling with it today with anxiety. Well, Rich Smith, one thing you can do is go out the door and run around the block as fast as you can, or ride up Rocky Butte, or swim until you drop. Stephanie knows a lot about that. Intense exercises helps to dispel the agitating chemicals. Deep breathing, working with your mind so you can stop your catastrophizing thoughts, or if all else fails, you can take some medication, which, in the short term, something like Klonopin. Now, I'm not diagnosing or prescribing, but we do know that the benzodiazepines are very helpful. By the way, a piece of trivia. Most of you are much younger than I am. I'm 70. I don't look it. I look like I'm a young whippersnapper. But anyway, there was a very, very, very famous song in the 1960s by a group you've all heard of called the Rolling Stones. A Rolling Stone gathers no moss, except if you're a rock group and you become a mega rock group. Anyway, it was called Mother's Little Helper. The question is, for $64,000, what was that song referring to? What was Mother's Little Helper? Someone let me know, and you definitely get a chart. I doubt if anybody here knows. Dan Yaska, I'm donating to suicide. Danielle, I'm more than happy to help you just for free. Tell me what you're going through. Deep breathing is a good thing. No chemicals, my friend, I'll beat it. She's an earthquake expert who comes on TV, what's happening? Wow. And what's her name again? I've been on and off. What was Mother's Little Helper? Valium. Yes, that's what I thought. But it wasn't. It was something that predated Valium. This is interesting. Something that came before Valium. How do you feel about CBD for anxiety, Liz Life Guru? Well, I can only tell you reports of my support group members, and many of them have used it, and it helps them calm down. The CBD oil is hemp oil, no psychoactive substances, legal in all 48 states. You can get on the internet, and it's worth trying. Mother's Little Helper was pills, yes, but what was the name of the pills? Carolyn Livermore Southern, what's happening? Not quite sure. Good question, Liz. And what was Liz? How do you feel about CBD for anxiety? Yeah, there's a lot of research on it, and for some people, it's like everything else. Some people it helps, some people doesn't. Again, I'm not making a recommendation. I'm saying talk to your doctor, but I have seen in my own practice people who have used it. Danielle, I've almost paid off my lawyer who will file bankruptcy for me. Yes, we had that discussion. Well, no shame in that. Bankruptcy is very common in the United States. You wipe out your debt, and of course you have to build your credit back up, but that can be done. Hey, Salio, nice to hear from you. Hang on, everyone who's struggling, it will end. This too shall pass. Nobody has yet answered my question. What was Mother's Little Helper? Phenobarbital, good guess. That was also used in the 50s, but that wasn't it. Let arts live. CBD works. How about you have to find the right dosage, which is kind of hard. Well, it's kind of hard to find the right dosage of Zoloft and Prozac and Lexapro and all those medications. It's all trial and error. You know what Dr. Anderson said to me in 1996, before some of you were born? You're all guinea pigs, he said about his patients. Thank you. $10 from Stephanie. You're a gem. Stephanie is a very, very cool person. She is a great swimmer. She swims out to Alcatraz, and it really helps her mood and her anxiety. I am so impressed. I couldn't even make it like 100 feet. Valium, yep. Everybody thinks that it's not it. Seconal, nope. Librium, nope. What brand, Jason? Calamari, have you got support? And who are you referring to, Jason? Support is key for recovery. Thank you, by the way, Stephanie. As Stephanie has showed you, if you just go ahead and click on the $ in the lower left hand of the thread, you can make a donation to this channel. These live chats are done on my own time. I got a lot going on today, a lot of errands to do, but this is sacred time. This is like Sunday church, or Sunday synagogue, except synagogues happen on Friday night. Oh well. It's a yellow pill. Cocaine? No, cocaine wasn't around in the 50s. Come on. Is my voiceover doing better for my spelling today? Your spelling is great, Amanda. What country do you come from? Sounds like you're English. All right. Here is what Mother's Little Helper was. And I remember this from the 50s and 60s, but I didn't think barbiturates. Okay, you guys can look this up, but here it comes. Mother's Little Helper was Milltown, a benzodiazepine tranquilizer that predated Valium. A lot of housewives took it for anxiety, for boredom. It was considered a miracle drug when it came out, just like Thorazine was for people who were psychotic. But a dark side, of course, addictive. That's why you should not start taking benzos without being under the supervision of a psychiatrist or nurse practitioner. But that's what it was. I think you missed my message. I wanted to say you awesome, Douglas. I'm being picked up to go swimming and have been down today, so I got to see you next week. Well, same time, same place, next Sunday. Lazy Eye Ranch, I'm glad my mom had Valium. She was under a lot of stress. My dad was away for months in Australia. All right. Yes, Valium. My mother took 10 milligrams before bed to help with her insomnia. Music, of course, music is healing. Music is hugely healing. There's something called Brain Power on the YouTube. Brain Power Mozart and Bach. Check it out. Baroque music is so calming and healing. Oh my goodness. And what about Gregorian chants, all you ex-Catholics, right? Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. That's actually Tibetan. I'm having a difficult time moving. Where are you moving to? Moving is much more stressful than people realize. We have 50 people watching. Go for it. We had a low turnout on Wednesday, but what do you expect? It was the middle of the week. Going off benzos causing grand mal seizure. Wow. I had one on April 28th and it was so strange. Well, this is why you have to go very gradually off them and make sure somebody is supervising you. Is magnesium good for anxiety attacks? Yes, it is. It's good. I don't know if it's good for anxiety attacks, but it is calming to the nervous system. If you're in the middle of an anxiety attack, it might be too late to take magnesium, but it's a general preventative thing. And again, I'm not diagnosing, I'm not prescribing, but magnesium, just look it up. It's a natural mineral, and it is calcium, magnesium, both are relaxing. What's not true about magnesium, Danielle? Was I wrong when I said don't take it in the middle of an attack? Well, that's why I asked about CBD, says Susie Q. Creedence Clearwater Revival. I can recommend CBD for anxiety, both myself and my 80-year-old mom. I like that. You must be from the UK. It works well. You have to get good quality. Most of the ones you find health food shops aren't strong enough. Well, where do you get yours, Salio? Billy Reed, 14 EC treatments with no results. Now what? Well, I have a friend who is prescribed 15 going up to 20. Just keep it up. Talk to your doctor about it. See if he'd be willing to give more of them. There's a very famous author named Sherlin Newland who did 20 before he felt anything. So see what your doctor says. Otherwise, there are other ways to change the brain chemistry. Whatever you do, do not give up. Do not give up. I'm telling you, all depressive episodes are time limited, even the ones that don't respond to ECT. But see what your doctor says about doing a few more. I don't have anyone to talk about this. I'll talk about what, Carolyn Lynn? Well, you can talk to me. You can talk to the people here. That's what this group is for. This group is for basically an online support group of people suffering from the same conditions, holding each other's hands like they do in AA. Looks like you're taking medication, Carolyn Lynn. That's a good thing. I'm going back here. I'm going through an experience that has totally taken everything out of me. I'm so depressed, says Carolyn. Well, what was it, Carolyn? A loss? Whatever it is, this you shall pass. The nature of everything in the universe, the physical universe, is that it's transient, it's impermanent. Hey, look what happened in the NBA. One day, Toronto has, Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. The next day, they're gone to the Clippers. Things change overnight, not just in sports, but in everything else. The one we use is from Functional Remedies, okay? Good to know. Mr. Rocket says you need someone to talk to. You don't cure cancer without going to a doctor. Good point, Mr. Rocket 88. Yeah, do you have a counselor, Carolyn? That's somebody to talk to. Exotic Enigma says, I'm having a difficult time controlling my obsessions. Well, welcome to the club. There are books about that. Brain Lock by Jeffrey Schwartz about obsessions. Also, there are some medications. CBD oil is different from hemp oil. It is? I thought it was the exact same thing. Jason, tell me the difference. When I said moving, I meant out of bed. Well, Carolyn, I'm not quite sure what you mean by moving, but at any rate, you can find people to talk with. There are low-cost mental health clinics. Counselor, you can talk about to your pastor, your minister, your rabbi. Talk about that. You can call a crisis line 24/7 in America, any city in the country. You can talk to somebody. CBD has changed my life in regards to pain. Yes, it's used for pain. My brother takes it. Oh, you love Gregorian chants, Stephanie? Yes. Well, you know, you are come from the Judeo-Christian lineage, so yes. Chester Bennington's songs help a ton for depression. Daniel, what does he talk about? I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste it. All right. Okay, Liz Life Guru says, Chesa, can you email me? It works, it takes time. No worries, hello, Susie Q. Says Jason. See, that's what I like. People helping other people on these live chats. Well, another joke. Here's one from last week. Mary had a little lamb, and the doctor passed out. Don't you think that's cute? All right. You know, we had a really, really big storm here last week. Oh my God, the rain was pouring. So what do rain clouds wear under their clothes? Thunderwear. Boy, don't you like bad puns? And of course, for all you ex-Catholics out there, one of my favorite jokes, how do you make holy water? Well, you boil the hell out of it. Come on, you have to admit that's a good joke. All right, let's answer some questions here. We are 18 minutes after the hour, and we're still waiting for another super chat donation. Stephanie got the ball rolling. I try to get about, $30, $40 in the hour. So anybody who makes a donation, by the way, of course, gets a free copy of this chart, and anything over $5, you get a copy of When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop, my memoir. Black Magic, hello Doug and Shad, I hope you're well, thank you. Hey, Oliver McLeod from the UK, nice to see you. Oh, rain, yes, you like that. Okay, some people like that joke. I like chimney jokes, I got a stack of them. Oh my God, Jason, you are absolutely the worst. Oh my goodness, where do you find these things? I'm addicted to brake fluid. I can stop at any time, right? Another one. Okay. All right, so let's get to some other serious questions here. I used to cook for 4 priests and loved when they would chant before dinner. Wow. Tibetan chant on Pandora's excellent. Chants can really calm the nervous system. Mr. Rocket, 6 years ago, divorced. I've been involved now in 18 and 17. They both have gotten restraining orders on me. Wow. Sorry about that, Mr. Rocket Man. Amanda Nelson, you want my email? Sure. Whoops. That was my Patreon account. How about this one? DouglasBlog@gmail.com. All right. Wow. I'm sorry to hear about Chester. Wow. Oh, that's right. I read that. Yes. I'm going to use it. I know his wife came out. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Really tragic. Stephanie says, hey, everyone, Douglas is giving his time each week to help others. Take time to give back whatever you can. Well, thank you, Stephanie. What a wonderful soul you are. Rocket, have you had a good evaluation? Always helpful. You're struggling, Jason. I know Carolyn Linford Sutherland, you are struggling. It's so important to seek professional help during times like this. Lazy Ranch used to have a funny record as a kid. More Amsterdam, Dick Van Dyke Show, telling funny versions of nursery lines and fairy tales. Yes, will you please get that over to me? Okay, Daniel Aksha, what's happening? Going through bankruptcy, she said. Here's a slightly different opponent. What do you call a line at Amy's Noodle Place? Yes. Yeah, from now on, let's only have like family jokes here. I'm going to try St. John's wort in combination with Livarium. I think you mean Valerian. I think you mean MD Nixon. Plenty of SSRI, has too many side effects. I feel ashamed to tell my psychiatrist that they're not the right pills. Why? Why would you feel ashamed to tell someone? It's not your fault. Not everybody responds equally to antidepressants or any medication. So no shame, MD Nixon. Be brave and you're fine. It's not your fault. Wow, Supadeep Banjare. Sounds like you're from India. You know, I've been told that depression in India is on the rise ever since they adopted Western life culture. You know, 50 years ago, people maybe were more poor, but there was not as much anxiety and stress. A fellow person who lives in India told me that. But anyway, if your depression is skyrocketed, you know, there's a lot of smart people in India. Go find a really good counselor, therapist. You might even want to try medication, but depression is treatable. I'm going to write that right out here so you guys can remember this. Depression is treatable. And Mendelson, I've tried no white food diet. It didn't work for me. Well, yeah, your brain chemistry is, is different for each person. So, and no white food is going to, help your health, but whether it's going to take away depression, I'm not sure. Joseph Clulo, most people sometimes have financial problems. It's a major cause of stress. Yes, as I said, I've been fined by the Board of Psychology here in Oregon, and that has caused me a huge amount of stress. All right, what else do we've got to say? Let's Heart Live. My doctor told me Klonopin can make people depressed. I can't get off of it. It could take years. You guys can. Well, how much Klonopin are you taking, and are you basically working with a doctor? There's a guy named Will Hall who has an amazing free book on the internet called How to Come Off Psychiatric Medication. You may want to take a look at it under your doctor's supervision. I did a video a couple of months ago called How to Come Off Antidepressants Very Slowly. Yes, says Subhati Banjare, you are absolutely right. The stark economic inequality is the main factor. Absolutely. Do they still have the caste system in India, by the way? That's just really bad news. Hi, Douglas, have you ever heard about the possible relationship between gut health and mental health? Not only have you heard about it, I actually did a video, a whole video on that. It's called Want a Happy Brain? Do you want a happy brain? Here it is. Do you want a happy brain? Create a healthy gut. That was the video I did. And yes, there's so much information out there, so many articles written about gut health versus brain health. There's more serotonin receptors in your gut than there are in your brain. And eating probiotics and prebiotics, lots of fiber, not foods without fiber, not a bunch of processed food, can definitely help with your mental health. 26 minutes into the hour, 54 people watching. All right. Thank you all for being here. I hope you're getting something out of this. Please ask questions, and mostly please reinforce other people. Give them encouragement. People need encouragement. When you're depressed, anxious, you often feel so alone because there's still a stigma about mental health conditions everywhere in the world. The United States is bad, but I'm telling you, other places are worse. Asia, the Middle East. Hey, where's our Middle East people here? Don't see them today. Every time you wake up, it's the start of a new day and a chance for change. God, Jason, you are just so encouraging. Very nice. Sub Hadip. As for myself, I come from a lower middle class with a father suffering from Parkinson's, so you get the picture of how things might be. Absolutely. You have what's called situational depression, okay? It's the situation, not your bad brain chemistry, that's causing your depression. But guess what? You respond to it in the same way. Exercise, sleep, social support, good diet, some cases medication. So whether the depression is coming from the outside or the inside, you have to, and the same tools, coping tools, strategies, therapies, it helps either one. So whatever the cause or manifestation is, we need to do the same things, which I describe, of course, in my book, Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood. Everybody I know who's got this book has said it's very helpful, and of course, it is, because I had to use this stuff to stay alive when I was really, really depressed. All right, 3 milligrams is a lot of Klonopin. Let's live, let me tell you. That's a high dose if you're talking about Klonopin. I don't like benzos. I once took 0.5 milligrams of Ativan, didn't really do anything, just made my mind slow and took away my emotions. Well, everybody has different reactions. When I took 0.5 milligrams of Klonopin, it chilled me out and prevented me from keep hitting in my head and pacing up and down. Mark Duran, I found mornings really difficult, very anxious and restless. Absolutely, that's the name of the game. Started taking my meds in the evening instead of mornings, and it seems to have helped my morning mood. Thank you, Mark. Good testimony. Bad Bing 28. Oh, thank you. I will look it up. I've had wonderful results with eliminating grains and drinking kefir. Yes, of course. Kefir's got tons of probiotics. All right. Liz Life Guru has a new video out. Excellent. Does veganism help? Well, it certainly makes you more healthy. Whether or not it helps with depression, no idea, but it definitely helps your gut and helps your overall health. SV joke, my friend thinks he's smart. He told me an onion is the only food that makes you cry, so I threw him a coconut at him. All right, not too bad. Shopping tips for a vegan diet give me a panic attack. That's very funny. Who else can't sleep? I had a horrible sleep last night. The stomach is a second brain, yes. Why did I get fined? Because they said I was practicing psychology without a license, which I'm not. I'm just running support groups. People come in, this is a support group, right? Are we doing psychotherapy here? No, we're just supporting each other. That's what happens in my living room twice a week. But, you know, they thought differently. So what can I tell you? At least I'm not, you know, so many people in America go to jail for crimes they didn't commit, and the DNA, you know, absolves them earlier on. My God. So there is injustice in the legal system, boys and girls, everywhere in the world, and it's happening to me. But boy, it's not as bad as other people. So I'm keeping it in perspective. Is there more videos on situational depression? Well, I haven't actually done one on it, so that's a good question. But as I say, all of my videos, all 280 of my videos, are all about how to manage depression and anxiety and things you can do to help yourself in addition to getting treatment. So whether the depression comes from the outside or the inside, all the videos that I make are germane to it. Hope that answers your question. I got 40 kilograms from medication. You probably gained that weight. Now I'm on a diet and lose 10, but nobody talking about how quick you can get weight gain. Well, there are certain medications like Zyprexa, a lot of the antipsychotics, Elavil, that do put on, Elavil's an antidepressant, that put on weight gain. So yes, it's out there, it's well known. I'm glad you're getting to lose your weight. What do you recommend, Liz? I'm not quite, hey, Abdullah Masarif. Yes, I was saying that nobody from the Middle East is here. Now you're here. What are we going here? Some people have physical problems and have a hard time exercising. Absolutely, let's our live. My brother has chronic pain. He can't walk like he used to. He can't run and cycle. It's really hard. My God, my heart goes out to those people. But you can lift weights like this, you know, hand weights, and that'll definitely work up a sweat. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Why was 6 scared of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. Yes, I've heard that, Stephanie. Ha ha. Can I recommend a prayer? Yes. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. What is the name of that prayer? Now, you're going to know this one, many of you who are dealing with addiction. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. By the way, great book, says Liz Life Guru, about healing from depression. So, Oliver, I have more situational. I feel like I lost my sense of identity after leaving the Army and losing relationships and jobs. Yes, that will do it. Daniel, you're not talking a lot. And if you are talking a lot, you're here because you need to. You're fine. Danielle and I are good buddies. One day she's going to take me to a church called Lakewood in Houston. Joel Osteen, a minister who's a bit controversial, but boy, he says some good stuff. Here's a Joel Osteen joke I'll tell in just 1 minute. My problem is not eating enough. It doesn't help that people tell me they are jealous of me because I'm so thin. I'd rather have a little extra weight and be healthy and happier. Wow, well, guess what? You can have about 20 of my pounds, Lazy Eye Ranch. I'd be more than happy to donate. Speaking of donate, the super chat button, we're 33 minutes into the hour, and the only person who's donated is Stephanie. Usually Sunday is a really good day for support. So yeah, where's David Holden when we need him? All right, there's a lot of suffering in the world. Let's put an end to it. Yes, but Jason, you know what they say in AA, the only person you can really help is yourself, but we still can reach out and try to help others. Many prayers on YouTube, yes. Sally, you've been a vegan for many years. Take vitamin B12. Good for you, because, you know, one of the advantages of veganism is that you don't have to kill animals, which I know the Native Americans did, but, you know, a lot of factory farming in the world is just not I won't say it's evil, but it's really abusive to animals. So, how to get motivated? Well, that's tough when you're depressed. Bring in other people to help you. Okay, Liz, we will. I'm writing a book on it. I need more sleep. I can't sleep. Well, I do have a video called The Most Important Thing You Can... Oh, I do have a video on sleep medications. Amanda, why don't you just go to my YouTube channel and type in the word sleep. I've done a number of videos. There's sleep hygiene and there's also medications, you know. Go to bed at the same time. Make sure your room is dark and cool. Don't drink have stimulants before bedtime. Many things you can do. Hey, I'm struggling with changing my routine. You have some tips to find the courage to keep on going. Yeah, just keep on going. Be courageous. Know that you can make it through, you know. There's a really good video affirmation from Susan Jeffers called I Can Handle Whatever Comes My Way. What is my opinion on forced medication hospitalization? God, Danelle, that is such a difficult question. When people are schizophrenic and a danger to themselves, do you have the right to force them to go in the hospital and take away their liberties? Wow. Well, it's for their own good, yes, but on the other hand, you know, I can see both sides of it. NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness, says forced medication is best because the person doesn't know they're ill, and I kind of lean towards their direction. But boy, it is a tough question and a lot of gray areas. Okay, I was going to talk to somebody and I can't. I don't even remember what I was going to write down. Darn it. Yes, Amanda, there are many good videos on sleep. Let's our life. I never believed that my childhood affected me, but I believe it now. If I try and talk to my mother, it's horrible. Yeah, well, guess what? My mother wasn't very nice to me, and every time I tried to talk to her, she just shook her head and denied it. So this is where a good therapist comes in. So, yes, forced medication, very, very, very difficult question. SB Peeps Superchart donation is the right idea. Make a donation, covers those to keep this live chat going. Well, there we have it. You should be my development specialist, Stephanie. They'll never keep us down. Who will never keep us down, Jason? I know about justice. Yeah, well, it happens all over. But I believe there's something called divine justice. I believe, in karma, what goes around comes around. If we continue to do our best and, love our enemies and turn the other cheek and, and not wish harm to anyone, we're going to win out in the end. Growing vegetables can be a comfort. Yes. Yes, I have a beautiful garden in my backyard. I love it. Not to offend anybody. So how do depressed people would you say been feeling lately? I don't care anymore if my foot hangs from a bed and where a monster can get it. Not quite sure I know about the joke. Jason, you're amazing. My grandfather invented the cold air balloon. It didn't take off. Where do you get these things? That's what I want to know. All right. I wrote that down because it was so bad. Let's Art Live. I have severe depression. I can't take antidepressants. I try them while they make me sick or feel funny. Cymbalta was the worst. Yes, some people are not tolerant of antidepressants. So, $5 from somebody, £5, and that's from Sally O. Thank you, Sally. You obviously are from the UK. Really appreciate it. Send me an email, and I will send you an ebook. When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop, a survivor's guide for overcoming anxiety and depression. I'm more proud of that book than anything I've ever done. All right, let's see what new people are saying. Thanks, Liz, to Sally. Cheryl Danielle, what better way to heal from depression than getting help from someone who has been in the thick of it and survived? You're a lifeline to yourself and others doing what you do. Well, thank you, Cheryl. That's wonderful. And yes, it's called The Wounded Healer. Anybody who's gone through, $10 from Jason Clulo, £10. Thank you, Jason. Jason's a really cool guy from the UK. Anybody who lives in the UK should look this guy up. His jokes are so bad you have to laugh. Thank you for the generous donation, Jason. Really appreciate it. Let's Art Live. Have you seen the Facebook group Cymbalta Hurts Worse? Thousands have been harmed by that drug. I hate to say it, but I have heard those reports. MD Nixon, a friend of mine, gained 80 pounds from olanzapine, which is Zyprexa. He has diabetes. That is one of the side effects of Zyprexa. It's right on the bottle. Yep, it does happen. Fortunately, I'm not psychotic. Jason is pretty cool. Yes, Jason is very cool. Jason, if you ever come to Portland, Oregon, look me up. Susie, look at the Psychology Today website. Yes, it's called Psychology Today, Find a Therapist. Mostly in the United States, but maybe in other parts of the world. All my vegetables died. I'm sorry to hear about that. Oh, does shadow work help heal depression? And what is shadow work? I'm not quite sure what that means. Catherine, are you from, let me guess, the Netherlands, right? Maybe? When you're depressed, you don't want to feel better to start doing the things to heal you. That's right, Liz Life. I'm not allowed on the visitor line because I'm a church member. What visitor line? I don't know what you're talking about, Danielle. So you have to clarify. Looking at some other questions here. Thank you, Oliver, for that generous £5 donation. You know what Oliver did for me? He did something really wonderful. He sent me for free in the mail something called Fisherman's Friends Lozenges, aniseed. They were in a yellow package. He sent it from Amazon. He sent it from his own house because he couldn't figure out how to get it from Amazon. What a mensch. Catherine, thank you for €2. Very sweet. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Are you from Netherlands? We beat Netherlands today. The U.S. soccer team. My condolences. I am so sorry. Mea culpa. Mea culpa. It's all my fault. Please forgive me. If you're from the Netherlands, that is. I live near Stoke-on-Trent, Midlands. No idea what that means. I live in Reading. Oh, Reading, yeah, that's a cool place. Silverton, yes, Silverton is where? Sally-O, somewhere in the UK. MD Nixon, lately I've been accepting my body and my looks in general. What can I do to accept myself more? Look in the mirror and just say, I love my body. I love myself the way I am. I'm a child of, the universe. Really nice, positive affirmations, Besides, it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. It's inside that counts. Okay, The Little Prince by Antoine de Exupéry, the best book ever written. Everybody near here needs to read it. Everybody here needs to read it. What does it say? What is one of the great lines? What is essential is invisible to the eye. It can only be seen with the heart. I'm going to repeat that. What is essential is invisible to the eye. It can only be seen by the heart. In other words, it's really what's inside a person that counts. Just think of this thing where it's like a outer garment we have. When we die, that garment, we just drop it, like taking off your coat. I'm telling you guys, what you look like on the outside is completely not relevant to your spiritual development and to what's going to happen after you leave this body. So, what is essential is invisible to the eye, can only be seen with the heart. I want you to look that up on the internet, and I want you to paste that on the wall and read it every day. Oh, Silverton, Oregon. Is that where you live? Wow. I've been there many times. You should come to my support group if you're around. Yes, worry too much. Worry. Oh yeah. I have a video that you should watch in 2015. It's very funny because my phone rang during it. It's called 3 Steps. So yeah, check this out on my channel. 3 Steps to Overcoming Worry. I said I was going to be a comedian when I grew up. No one's laughing anymore. Oh yeah, so I'm going to, Teal Swan talks awesome about shadow work on YouTube. Okay, I have no idea what shadow work is, but now I'm going to have to go find out about it. Anyway, I'm going to type out the 52 people watching, 3/4 of an hour. Keep up it, guys. Okay, so I'm going to type out this quote. By the way, thank you everyone who's made a donation today. This is not the exact quote, but it's close enough. Thank you, Eric Hierman. You're wonderful. Okay, only. I'm almost done, guys. Okay, what is essential is visible to the eye, but can only be seen by the heart. Write that on the wall, MD Nixon. You're a beautiful soul. Don't worry about how you look. Let's live. Part of my therapy is getting out of the house. Not done it yet, except bills, go to the doctor for shopping. Okay, that's good. Anything that gets you out of the house. What is the difference between an angry circus owner and a Roman barber? One is a raving showman, the other is a shaving Roman. Where the heck did you get that? That is not bad, let me tell you. Okay. Well, some of you guys are making some bad jokes that are making me laugh. Hate only brings despair. I don't hate anyone. Do you mean gays? Because my daughter came out as bisexual, but there have been feminists who really hated me for heterosexual relationships. Why would a feminist hate you for being heterosexual? You are who you are. That is a quote from The Little Prince. Well, thank you, Faye. What a beautiful name, Faye Valentine. I think I need to hire Jason as my therapist. You hear that, Jason? Go back to school and get your PhD in psychology and help all these people, will you? I'd love to make it a support group. As soon as I can drive again out of town, I was agoraphobic, but have gained a few miles circumference. 1 mile at a time, Donna. If the Silver Surfer and the Iron Man team up, they'd be alloys. Where are you getting these things? Very, 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 very cute. Okay, 46 minutes after the hour. That helped me a lot, Douglas. I'm going to write that down. The thing is that some people tell me I'm very attractive, so according to others, I'm not even ugly. Yes, you are who you are. But again, attractiveness comes from within. You know Marilyn Monroe, the famous movie star in America? Well, one of the great writers of American history, Arthur Miller, the great playwright who did Death of a Salesman, married her and said about her, it's not her outer beauty I'm attracted to, it's her inner beauty. He was a very cool person. I highly recommend everybody read The Crucible right now. It's about the Salem witch trials, but it was also about the McCarthy era in the United States in the 1950s. God, there are so many brilliant people out there. You know, human beings are amazing, aren't they? They can be really badass, but oh my God, so many wonderful things have come out of human culture. The Tin Man got run over by a steamroller. He was foiled again. Oh, how do you set the intention to heal? Well, Catherine, if you send an email to me, I will send you a process that will allow you to do that. How's that? Here it is. And you send douglasblock@gmail.com. Write me. The intention to heal is about creating an image and words about yourself. What would life be like if I were healed of depression and anxiety and didn't have those symptoms? What would I be doing? What would I be feeling? What would I be thinking? Who would I be hanging out with? What would my spiritual life be like? Those are the questions that answers. You may not know this, Doug, but feminists are just people that hate men while claiming that they want equality. Well, I don't believe that. I think that a lot of feminists are just wanting equality for women. So, and I'm sure some of them, you know, have prejudice, but it's. I looked at my watch because I missed a call. No big deal. So, Catherine, send me an email. I'll send you the whole written procedure about how to create an intention. Very important. It's like begin with the end in mind. That's what Stephen Covey says. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there, right? If I'm in San Francisco and want to get to Los Angeles, I need to put my GPS destination Los Angeles. If I have no destination, how's my car going to know where to go? The intention to heal is your destination for mental health recovery. Remember that. And by the way, that's a great quote by the Little Prince. You should definitely look it up on the internet and put it on your wall. Oh my God, raising a ranch. MD Nixon, two molecules are walking down the street and they run to each other. One says to the other, are you all right? No, I just lost an electron. Are you sure? I'm positive. Not too bad, MD Nixon. I've heard that before, but I'm going to copy and paste it. God, everybody's a comedian today. I mean, you're all Woody Allen, you're all Mort Saul, you're all Robin Williams. Poor soul, but you know, he amazing actor. Did anyone ever see Dead Poets Society? Wow. And also, he won the Oscar for a great film. What was it called? Come on, everybody. What was this film about those two guys from Massachusetts? Directed by the person from Portland, Oregon. What was his name? Gus Van Sant. Good Will Hunting. Robin Williams won the Oscar for Good Will Hunting. A tremendous film you should all see. Boy, you guys have given me so much material. Thank you, CZQ, for your $5 donation. And where do you live again? Let me tell you. Let me ask you again. A free copy of When Going Through Hell Don't Stop if you go ahead and send me your email address. Kelly Burns, yay, Kelly! You're back with 9 minutes left in live chat and 22% left on my computer. Wow. Thank you, Elizabeth Carberg. I don't know what the 50 is, but it's, what denomination is that? Whatever it is, I appreciate it. Why was King Arthur's army too tired to fight? It had too many sleepless nights. Oh my goodness. This is just too much. Okay, so who invented the round table? Anybody? Sir King Arthur and the round table? I'm a math teacher. You know who invented it? Circumference. That's who invented the round table. SEK, that must be a denomination other than pounds. I can't believe you would have sent 50 pounds, but whatever the denomination is, hey, it's the thought that counts. Oklahoma wind comes sweeping down the plain. What about that? That's a great musical. All right, OKTC, impeccable with your word. Don't assume, don't take things personally, and always do your best. Good advice. Oh, that must be from a very famous book, The Four Agreements. Lazy Run, sometimes it's horrible to feel so bad. I was going to land on railroad tracks last August 12th. August 11th was the day Robin Williams died. My dad was murdered. What? Oh my God. I'm glad you got locked up in the hospital, Lazy Eye Ranch. That's wonderful. You're alive. That's what counts. Swedish crowns. Thank you, Elizabeth. I knew that. One of my assistants, actually my good assistant and consultant, is living in Sweden right now doing some important work. Archaeologist, a person whose career lies in ruins. Oh my God. I've never seen this before in all these live chats. So many bad jokes, which I'm going to use in my videos. By the way, I'm going to tell the joke I made up at the beginning of this live chat before there were 52 people here. We've had two major quakes in California, one 6.4, one 7.1. It's really tough. A lot of people are now saying, for the first time, I have flood insurance, I need earthquake insurance. What is the most popular form of earthquake insurance? Why? It's called no-fault insurance. Okay, you got latecomers? What do you think? All right, thank you, Elizabeth. Karlberg, it's a nice Swedish name. I had a really, really close friend in college called Bill Carlson. God, he was so Swedish, so Scandinavian, a really good-looking guy too, and a really nice guy. Became a doctor. All right, let me go ahead and one more time do one other joke on here. All right, we have 6 minutes left. 18% on my computer, and away we go. 48 people watching. Jade Ross, I've had a few good months with no depression, but I'm experiencing again for the past 2 days out of nowhere. Oh my God, it is so frustrating. You're absolutely right, Jade Ross. Depression can creep back on you without any warning. It just you feel so helpless. It's out of your control. But what is in your control? Two things: the way you respond and the way you think about it. So instead of getting discouraged, just say, this too shall pass. I felt good before. I can get back there again. Just talk yourself up and don't let it defeat you mentally. You know, sometimes our moods go south for no apparent reason. The brain is a very complex organism, more complex and with more neurons than any of the stars, all the stars in the universe. Trillions of neurons in the brain. Incredibly complex. A testimony to evolution. Human beings are so amazing. Look what we can do and think. But it's very vulnerable to malfunction, that brain is. That's why 1 out of 2 Americans in their lifetime have a mental health disorder. Let me repeat that again. 50% of all Americans have a mental illness sometime during their lifetime or symptoms of. Probably the same for UK and European nations as well. Archaeologist, a person whose career lies in ruins. That is probably the best joke I've heard all day today, MD Nixon. You should be awarded for that kind of a joke. Thank you. I am so excited to get all your bad jokes. I cannot tell you. All right, let's get some more good, encouragement to some people here. That right, it isn't, but it's important to tell vulnerable people like ourselves who might take advantage of this. I'm not quite sure what you mean by black magic. I can't follow all the threads. This is a formula for anger. Yes, what did you say initially that Liz Life Guru responds to you? Don't care about women who are abused if their husband turns out to be Muslim. That's why you see Islamists and feminists join hands to undermine the West. Well, yeah, I don't think feminists are trying to undermine the West, quite frankly. Okay, I use distraction when intrusive thought comes in. Excellent, Sally O. That is the key word. Distraction is not a dirty word. You know, when people are in classroom, they're like daydreaming. The teacher will say, "Don't be distracted." But when you're in pain, when you have intrusive thoughts, distraction is so important. So what do you do to distract yourself? You know, do you turn on TV? Do you look at Netflix? Do you go for a walk around the block? Do you put on music? Distraction, distraction, distraction. Adam Jurdari, hello, in my country I can't afford CBD oil. Can I make it on my own house as long as we have a pure weed hash? Well, you probably can. I wouldn't know how to do it, but look it up on the internet. Everything is there on YouTube. It comes from the hemp plant, and I have no idea how you extract it, but maybe you could learn how to do it. Oh my God. Anxiety is terrible, says DJ Rustica. You got a lot of new people here. I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad this is helping. Let's Her Live says, I only get 50 minutes with my real therapist. That's true, but that's what therapists do. A 50-minute hour. That's just the name of the game. Your Mac will go to sleep soon unless someone plugs into a power cord. Whoopsie daisy. Well, we have only 3 minutes left. I think my Mac can wait it out, which is what we have to do when we're going through a depressive episode. We must wait it out. This too shall pass. Please tell anybody who's feeling despairing, don't give up, don't give up. I have been hospitalized in my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, my 60s, and had a bad episode in my teens. I survived all of them. We can survive this. We just have to, and if you believe in a higher power, you know what? I believe there's invisible protection. I believe we have guardian angels. Look at my video calls, A Reason for Hope During Hard Times. I talk about a guardian angel who showed up in my life out of nowhere, which is why I'm alive. I do believe if you pray, request from your heart, ask, whatever you want to call it, you will receive protection if you really ask for it with all your heart. I know that's true for my own life. Anyway, here is a very good video I did. We must never give up. By the way, yesterday was the Dalai Lama's birthday, and he says never give up. 84 years old, huh? What a mensch, as we say in Yiddish. 84 years old is the Dalai Lama. Sun in Cancer. Here we are. So, lazy eye wrench, what type of distraction do you use? Sally O. I live on a mountain, can see Ascenders all from my house. Wow. They have a special kind of marijuana, has a lot of CBD oil called Charlotte's Web for that girl at seizures. Absolutely. Very famous. SB, I've taken it for 3 years and I've been out of town. I've been thrown out the other side, refused treatment. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, DG Rustica, but I have not been able to. All right, 50 minutes because we do 10 minutes by law, says Live Like Drew. Adam, I followed a year ago and you helped me a lot when I had panic attacks. I go and watch you. You and Big No No. Yeah, Big No No is a real great person. All right. I want to thank you so much for these chats, says Catherine. This has helped me enormously lately. May you all be well. May you all find peace in your suffering. May you all be happy. May you all love yourself as you can. Wow. Thank you, Catherine. What a beautiful thought. There's a famous Buddhist kind of, I don't know, aphorism. Something about may I be well, may I have compassion for myself. Yeah, Buddhism has some amazing, wonderful things to say to people. All right, DJ, ask for help. Asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find. If you could ever trust atoms, they make up everything. Wow, I have never seen such bad jokes. DJ Ruska, how can I stop hating myself? Because you have shame. You go to some 12-step meetings, DJ Rustia. You will be, that's what John Bradshaw said. He went to a meeting and instead of people hating me, they gave me their phone numbers. You need to be around other people who reflect back to you love in the face of your shame. Are you able to go to a 12-step meeting, DJ Rustia? They're all over the world. Being in a group where you get back love will be the first step in loving yourself. It needs to come from other people first, but then you can learn to love yourself too. Please do whatever you can. It's not your fault. You have a brain disorder. Try not to be hard on yourself. You know, show compassion for yourself. Well, I'm so impressed. Our hour is up. I'm so impressed that so many of you have been speaking from the heart. You've been so open. You've been so truthful, and all the people have reached out to each other. This has really been a great live chat. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you, all of you who have generously donated. If you want to make a donation to me on PayPal, you can just send it to my email address, douglasblock@gmail.com. If you'd like to become a patron of this channel, just go to www.patreon.com, type in my name, and you can be a sustaining member of this channel for as little as $2 a month. So you take a shower. That's a great distraction. If you take a cold shower, sadly, cold water can help decrease anxiety. Adam, you were addicted to Xanax. You're now in rehab. Well, I hope they help you come off it very slowly. Yes, addiction to benzos does happen, but I'm glad you're in treatment. Black magic, yeah. In my town, there's only one clinical psychologist for 550 people. The National Health Service needs help, especially in fighting mental health. You're absolutely right. I did not know the UK had such poor service for mental health. Lobby, 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 lobby the people in Parliament. Cheryl Daniel, thanks for being. Jason Clelo, thanks for your contribution and your bad jokes. Sally O, find a happy thought, calming YouTube videos, turn the TV, call a friend, go out in the garden for a drive. Sally, you're great. You've got some really good distraction techniques. Andrea, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. And I'm going to copy these great techniques that we just got. Really, really helpful for the distraction techniques. Really appreciate it. Okay, my computer is down to 5%. You guys continue chatting with each other for 10 minutes after this video ends, after the live stream ends. Thank you for being here. Have a good week, everybody. Lazy Eye Ranch says, I never take benzos 2 days in a row. Same with me. Small doses, that's how I was on Klonopin for 9 months and didn't get hooked. You've been refused treatment because of weed habit? Why? You can get weed treatment in treatment. Oliver, nice to see you. Adam, thank you for the information. Great chat. You find it almost impossible not to be hard on yourself? That's a mental habit. That's a mental. Imagine if you were your best friend and your best friend were suffering like you or had an addiction or had a problem. Wouldn't you feel compassion towards them? Treat yourself like you would treat your best friend or your child. I know self-hatred, self-negativity is a hard habit to break, but it can be. Remember what Jesus said, love your neighbors as yourself. Congratulations, USA team. Sorry, but I was pulling for the Netherlands. Of course, so was I, the underdog, and I'm American, but great time. Your son was denied SSI because he refused marijuana, uses marijuana? Wow. That is really, really, well, thank you for your donation, Eric. What was the video about the guardian angel again? I'll tell you. It was called, I think that's the one. Remember, guys, they've done over 280 videos, so hard to keep track of them. But about a woman who became my girlfriend for a brief period of time and didn't give up on me. I think that's where that was in that video. Well, what do we have now? Uh-oh. 1%. Well, Eric, I hope to see you next week. Wow. Where do you live, DJ Rusia? That's really unfair. Of course, in Washington, Oregon, Colorado, and California, marijuana is legal. Okay, you guys. A video tomorrow. How to deal with the toxic work environment. I forgot to tell you about it. Monday morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time, I have a new video that I'm posting called What to Do If Your Work is a Toxic Environment. That's my new video. We still on the air? We are. Okay, anyway, it's called Work Being a Toxic, ENVIRONMENT. All right, see you on Sunday. Check out my video tomorrow. Until we meet again, I wish you the best